Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Tour de France playthrough with Team Ineos. Today we start stage number 2, but before we start, let's have a quick look back at the end of stage 1. Now, it didn't go brilliantly for us, particularly with Gegenhardt. I've finally found out his name is Gegenhardt. Gegenhardt is how you pronounce that name. He led a breakaway and flopped, but to be quite honest, I'm quite alright with everybody else. You know, they finished inside the Peloton. There was no expectation of anybody to do more than that. I mean, Carapaz has managed to get 2 points, which is nice to see. Gegenhardt is a Gegenhardt even. Has got 9 points in the points classification. Young riders, again, BERNAL's 4th, and that's all nice. Team classification, nothing great. And competitivity, goodness me, that's a word and a half. Gegenhardt is 2nd in there. But classification-wise, Vivanti who leads that. So moving on today to stage number 2. And BERNAL is going to be our big man in looking to trying to win this next stage. So we've all recovered after that first stage. I hope you all are all good, and if you haven't watched that first stage of mine yet, I completely recommend you do so. I'll be doing the full Tour de France playthrough on the channel every single day, bringing you a brand new stage up until stage 10 and of course when we enter Paris and go to the Champs-Élysées. They'll be coming every day on the channel at 1 PM. So here comes stage 2.
It's a day in the mountains. The finish isn't decided at the top of the climb, but the route is challenging, and it's an important day for the general classification. We're well placed to take the lead of the general classification. I'm counting on you to give it everything. It's an opportunity we must not miss. We can target victory. We're amongst the favorites. We've got to do what's expected of us. Have a good day, guys. Come on, we're aiming for victory.
No pressure there, and it's the second stage, 192 kilometres, very mountainous. And it seems that we've got to show ourselves quite early. Now, our man that we are backing for this tournament, because it's the objective, our objective is to win the general classification with BERNAL. So that is what we've got to do this tournament. Obviously, the other ones will help him. We're 10 seconds behind Vivanti at the moment, but those 3 at the top were part of the breakaway movement. At least I think they were. So they won by 4 and 6 seconds from the rest of the field. And obviously the Peloton was 10 seconds behind them in the end. But, of course, those 3 you would think will fall away this time out. So whoever wins this stage will probably be on the top of the world with that yellow jersey. So, here we go for the second stage. 191 kilometres. Very, very excited for this. It's annoying me now. I cannot remember for the life of me what BERNAL's first name is. I keep thinking it's Ewan. It is not Ewan, because Ewan is just not a Colombian name whatsoever. So let's have a quick look. Right, it's Egan Bernal. Right, let's have a quick look at classifications. So he's 45th in the general classification. Everybody else is doing, pretty decently at the moment. Absolutely fine. Obviously, Gegenhardt's a little bit... Gegenhardt. I need to start getting this right. Gegenhardt is a little bit further back, but I'm not too worried about that. The only problem is that Bernal isn't too great at the sprinting. Objectives for us here. Finish on the podium with Bernal. Finish in the top 10 with Thomas and Carapaz. And then I don't think there's any expectations for anybody else. So we've got to focus on Bernal, Thomas and Carapaz, our 3 best riders, it seems, in this tournament. So let's go for it. The start of the second stage. Once again, going round in a loop. No idea why.
This second stage is already an important moment for the contenders for final victory. With 3 first category climbs, they'll have to show themselves. Otherwise, they'll start the tour with a crippling deficit.
Okay, we're off. So, 191 kilometres to be done today. And this looks to be pretty decent. As it said, we've got to show ourselves early. In fact, we'll listen to the team director.
There shouldn't be a major tussle there, but do watch out in the closing kilometers. They're ideal to blow the race apart.
There's already a breakaway at the front of the Peloton.
Trying to bridge the gap.
And it is tricky. If you get too mucked up in all of this, you can really have a problem. So just trying to get BERNAL somewhere decently placed. Into the top 100 at least. But the first half of this race is going to be very important, so we just need to watch out The yellow jersey contender, though, is 40 seconds. Goodness me, 40 seconds ahead. Absolutely gone. I presume that's what that yellow means at the top anyway. So there's a few going on a counter-attack. I'm absolutely fine at the moment, staying how we are with this sustained effort. Absolutely fine. Making up a few plays. Just want a bit near the front of this peloton, really. 1 minute for the breakaway, okay. Just want to get fairly close to the front of this peloton. We're looking absolutely fine. Most of our guys are up there already. It's just we fell asleep a little bit. We'll just tag... Oh, we can't get Castro Viejo behind him, unfortunately. It's a day that we're getting behind, but just a little bit of effort. And we're quite alright. So our guys are starting to go a little. And it's a high tempo here. Very much so. But it's okay for the moment.
His teammates are riding hard. He must find the situation dangerous with so many riders who've broken away.
It's crazy, isn't it? How many of them have broken away so far. And we're just doing okay. We've got plenty of fuel left, if you like. Body fuel. And we'll follow Chris Froome. So we'll have a little bit of our blue gel. Followed by a little bit of the other gel as well. Is it RB to change that? Is it? No. So I think Y... Ah, that's it. So we are well placed, just following and tagging behind Chris Froome. We're in 11th at the moment. The breakaway quite a way ahead, but we're doing absolutely fine at the moment. So Froome, ourselves and Thomas, let's just get the team comms up just to see what everybody else wants to do. So, Thomas is protecting us, okay? Carapaz protecting us. They're all protecting us. I don't really think that's necessary. I think we maybe need half of them. But I'll tell you what, I think maybe Goggenhardt can potentially... I keep calling him Goggenhardt. We'll go with Gegenhardt. We'll get him to attack. Why not? Just get somebody up there, like last time. A little bit of a scapegoat, potentially. But the rest of them we'll keep as they are.
Okay, I'll put in a big acceleration.
So, we'll see Goggenhardt shooting past... I keep calling him Goggenhardt. This is annoying me now. Gegenhardt shooting past... But roughly a 40-odd second gap from us to the breakaway. Just tucking in nicely behind Chris Froome. We're well placed here, near the front of the peloton. As you can see, the real peloton is just behind us. We're, I suppose you could say, a little bit of a breakaway. We're very much a top part of that peloton. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 6 of us here. 7 with Casha Viejo. Not sure where Gegenhardt has gone, whether he's gone up the front. We'll see in just a minute, I suppose. There you go. Gegenhardt is by himself in 3rd. Just catching up to the leaders. And again, it won't do him any harm to be up there. But once he gets into that group, we'll just tell him to keep riding as he is. So, again, we haven't got to do much at the start of this. Just keep confident, keep calm, and staying behind our lads. But we'll also keep tabs on Gegenhardt at the front as well. Right, counter-attack then. This is interesting. A few more breaking away at the front. There's already a group of 5 at the front, which I presume our lad's in at the moment, but he's not. I don't know where Gegenhardt's gone. Whether he's back into this group, I'm not exactly sure. There he is, right beside us. Hello. But we've got a group of 5 at the front, and then a group of 2 breaking away. But 173 kilometres to go, and I'll come back to you when we have the intermediate sprint. I think it's the intermediate sprint anyway. Keep that in. That is a very interesting bit of info. I don't know if you heard that. I hope I've kept it in. The lead group is huge. There's 11 in that lead group, which obviously is, well, massive compared to what it usually is. I don't know why. I mean, our riders are riding a little bit further behind us at the moment, so we're just tagging the back of one of the opposition riders. It's absolutely okay. But the breakaway, well, it's not really a breakaway because there's 11 riders in it. The intermediate sprint is coming up quite soon, so we'll watch on that and give... one of our sprints a chance. Again, I don't think BERNAL is particularly bothered about that sprint, so he will change that, change to another rider in a minute. But that breakaway is getting ever so closer. And you could argue with 158 kilometres left that this breakaway is very quickly turning into no breakaway at all. But a few of these going again, we're not really interested in going with these, so we're going to back off a little bit and just have a sustained effort. We've got some of our guys here, so we'll just follow Kwiatkowski. God, that's a tricky one to do. But as you can see, there's Two groups now in that breakaway. And only 15 seconds separates the peloton from that breakaway. But for now, certainly in a second... Oh, a few of ours have gone. That's nice to see. Actually, that's because there's... I think the peloton itself has dropped back quite a bit, whereas there's a real large breakaway. And the breakaway itself has completely gone. Completely. Wow. That happened very quickly. So let's have a quick look. Where are all of our guys? So, again, we're all in this group. Let's see. We're all looking okay. Goggenhart probably needs some blue gel. Anybody else? Anybody else? Castro Viejo as well. Probably needs some blue gel. Confirm that. Yeah. Go back. Apart from that, I think we're looking okay at the moment. We just need to keep focus. Just control ourselves for the moment. Be exposed a bit. That's okay.
Mountain passes are on the flat. All he lacks is a good turn of speed when finishing in a big group.
So 5 kilometres left till the sprint. There's 11 in that breakaway, so 11 of them you would think would get the points. But this breakaway is getting a little bit close, 42 seconds. So 4 kilometres away. We won't really consider doing much until we get there. Again, we might as well, I suppose, go with BERNAL. Again, he is our lead hope. And they're around half a kilometre in front. They've reached the intermediate sprint. Again, just going to keep focused. You are approaching the intermediate split. Being among the first 15 allows you to score points for the points classification. It will be soon time to sprint if you are interested in this classification. Well, we're not going for the points classification. We're going for just the general classification. Again, I'm not... Let's just check. Oops. So... Classifications. General, best climber, points. Right, we're not too interested in points. It's the general classification we're looking at with BERNAL. So, I'll tell you what, let's have a look. My team, let's have a look who our best sprinters are. So, Kwiatkowski's 71. Yeah, Kwiatkowski then we're going to go with. Or, what about Geigenhardt? Because he's already got a few points. I'll tell you what, yes, we will go with him. So, we'll just stick back with BERNAL at the moment. Thomas can... protect BERNAL. And the same goes for Chris Froome as well. Only one will protect him, right. And we'll go on board with Geigenhardt. Okay, so let's resume.
Hey, I'm coming to protect you.
Right, okay. So they're all going off here. Okay, we might as well try this ourselves. There's no point... Oh dear, we've run out of blue gel, so we need to be a little bit careful about that. They're coming up to the sprint, so we just need to tag him behind Izaguirre here, and then just go for it with him. But this is tricky. We're not really in the best place to make up position here, and as you can see, he's running out very quick. So we might as well go. Can we get there without losing anything? Oh, we didn't quite get there in the top 15. That is, well, that's a shame. That's a shame. We got there in about 17th, so we gave it a decent go. None of our guys in that serious run, but we didn't give it a bad job there. We got into about 18th, and just now to just chill. Get some of that pink gel down here. We're following the wrong bloke here, I'll tell you that. Need to be careful who we're following, because that can very easily... leave you in a bit of a spot of bother, can't it? So that was 20 points all the way down to 15th. Obviously going down to the 1. Oh, sorry, 15 to 1, wasn't it? Yeah, right. So there's 8 now in the breakaway. That group has gone down just slightly. We're just trying to get back to the front of the peloton with Geigenhardt here, but...
Breakaway can't widen the gap.
Yeah, as you've heard, the breakaway can't quite widen the gap. So we're going to get up the inside. It's tricky to get through these gaps sometimes, such when the peloton is so crowded. There's a few guys that have fell behind, unfortunately for them. We're not really making much ground here, this is the problem. But we're okay. Looks like our guys are okay at the front of the peloton, so we'll just try and catch up with them. Have a good chin wag to them. As you can see, they're all there. BERNAL is well placed, that's good. And a few of our guys are at the front of the peloton, so this is good. This is good to see at the moment. We're a little while away from that first big climb yet, so I'll come back to where we get there. But it's stationary, the gap between the escapees and everybody else. So there's a few of our guys at the front here. Kasha Viejo, Kwiatkowski, Carapaz. We'll just tail Kwiatkowski for the moment. But as I said, I'll see you all when we get to that first climb.
The front of the race is starting the first climb of the day. The Col Saint-Martin, also known as the Col de la Colbiane, in reference to the ski resort at the summit.
Well, there you go. I did not know about that. Ski resort at the summit. Absolutely fantastic. Well, we've started the first hill climb of the day. And we're looking just about okay at the moment. The breakaway has really gone now. So we're just going to tail some of our guys at the front here. Because they're doing well.
Revealed by his victory in the San Sebastian Classic in 2013, Tony Gallopin is a puncher who's very comfortable on hilly stages.
Well, there you go. Gallopin is the leader at the moment. So 16.5 kilometres is this climb. We're a little bit into that at the moment. There's two separate groups. One lone soldier 30 seconds behind the leaders. As you can see, we've got a real strong foothold at the moment, which is nice to see here. We're just tailing a few. Out of the way. There we go. We'll just get Gegenhardt to protect us. We'll just follow him. This is looking okay at the moment.
Acceleration is not really his forte. Just like his skills going downhill, which are pretty poor.
Wow, that's pretty harsh about whoever that is there. So we're looking nice and steady in the top 10. As you can see, the peloton just behind us. Many of our troops looking good here. So we'll fast forward a little bit, and we'll see you near the summit of the climb. So I just figured out, apologies from the start of the race, I do mean to correct myself there. That 5.5 is the gap from the peloton to the, the breakaway to the yellow jersey. It would be quite nice for somebody to come for us here and we can follow. But Valgren will get 10 points to the mountain classification. The top 5 are going to get their points, so the peloton only goes up to 8th place with Chris Froome, so no point massively riding hard here. But after this, as it says there, we will take the first decline of the day. So ourselves and Chris Froome, the front of the peloton here. 1 kilometre to go. Again, I don't think there's really any points up for grabs here, so it seems a little bit foolish for anybody to really bolt here, unless I'm missing something. But Gallopin in 4th is going to be the last to take any points. Mohoric takes the 1 point in 6th. And we're just doing okay at the moment. Just behind Chris Froome. And after this, which is coming up very quickly, only half a kilometre away now, Gasparotto is absolutely knackered in front. So we'll be able to take 7th place off him potentially. And then we will go to the first descent of the day. How exciting, eh? So we're up. And now it's a simple case of let's go down. No effort needed, let's just chill. Can breathe now. Breathe all that air. Don't know why Froome's riding for really here. Going a little bit quick there, sure, but again we get through it okay. That's a tight corner though, so we have to be careful here not to be too ridiculous about it. I wonder where the rest of the peloton is. I wonder if they're just following us, I don't know, but this is quite alright at the moment. Froome, Carapaz just behind. This is good. And there's a massive decline here. So absolutely no effort needed, really. I don't know why Froome keeps riding. As you can see, we're just keeping ourselves in the aerodynamic position, doing absolutely fine. Gets in front for now. This is good. This is good. We're in a good place. And we'll just fast forward now to a little bit later in the race. So I'm conscious of time. I want to do these stages in kind of their full length and keep it raw for you guys. But equally, there's no point doing every little part of the stage. So, as I said, I'm aware of time. So, we'll just fast forward a little bit now. Right, so second climb of the day. 15 kilometres up the Col de Toruni. 7.3% incline.
A teammate is beginning to lose touch.
Oh dear. Let's have a quick look back at Gegenhardt, sorry, shall we? Oh, no. What's happened here? Oh, no. Just persist smoothly, that's all I'd say. He's ran out of his feed. And, well, he's mucked that up for himself. There is a chance for a point or two here on this incline, as you can see. I think that's galloping just ahead. And Mahoric as well, coming up as well. So, it's worth just taking this into account. We'll take a little bit of our feed with Carapaz again. Just try and get a few points in this mountain climb. Why on earth not? We'll follow galloping just for a while, just to get a breather. And now we'll just try and catch up to Mahoric in third. Not exerting too much of our energy. We're doing just about okay. So we're not quite to the top of this climb yet, but 2 points, 4 points if we can take third off the Bahrain McLaren rider Mahoric, who moves out of the way basically. He's not interested, I don't think, unless he wants to follow us, I suppose. And up to fourth place we go. So that'll be 4 points for us if we can get to the climb in this position. So the front is 2 kilometres away. We're 0.7 away now. We're 0.8 when that was first read out. And again, why not? We'll just try and get some points for Carapaz here. Take a little bit more of that blue gel. There's Valgren just ahead. So we'll just keep this effort up and try and get to where he is. Just aware that we don't want to tie ourselves out too much. Do worry about Gegenhardt, who's starting to drop back quite considerably from the peloton. So not entirely sure what's gone on with him. Hopefully we're not too far away from the next feed.
The tempo is increasing at the head of the race. The breakaway riders will try and manage the time gap.
But as you can see, Carapaz with 4 points at the moment. Valgren with 6. So it would be good to try and catch him. It would be great to get some points in this mountain classification. I mean, the breakaway, as you can see, is absolutely bombed from the yellow jersey. The yellow jersey I would expect is potentially a little bit further back. There's Valgren in second. Oh, that's nice. Just ride straight into us. We are now potentially going to get 6 points. Valgren can follow, though. So, Nieve for, I think that's Movie Star Team, gets 10 points. That group, well, just Bilbao gets 8.
He goes to the top of the climber standing.
And watch for the peloton. I think it is right behind us here. This would be good to get 6 points for Carapaz here. Take a little bit more of our blue gel.
Today's main difficulties are over for the riders at the front. They will now turn back towards Nice for the closing kilometres that Harbison...
Okay then, Carapaz just coming up here for 6 points. I think our first points in the mountain classification at all. This is great to see. Here we go. I don't think we need a bike throw here. Carapaz gets himself 6 points for the mountain classification. Lovely to see. Great stuff. Few AST riders getting some points there. Don't need much effort here. It'll start to decline in a minute. But as it said, the decline will now start for the second part of the race, as you can see. And we can just chill with the rest of them now. And just focus as well on what's going on inside the peloton and the rest of the riders. But good stuff from Carapaz. Good to see. I think we've got a problem, folks. I don't know what's happened, but as you can... Well, there's only 16 in the peloton. This is very bizarre to see. It's really spread out now. Gegenhardt and Dennis are starting to really struggle. I think Dennis has gone back there to give him some support. Krasievo's in a group, and so is Kawakowski, but Froome is in a group with 6. But the peloton only made up of 16 riders. I don't know if this is normal or if it isn't. Not a clue, but there's BERNAL with Geraint Thomas and the other rider whose name escapes me, whoever's in this group. But I suppose we're decently placed. I mean, 18th, it's not much to get worried about, I suppose. Bernal really in a group of his own, seeing as we started to control him. And no surprise we fell away a little bit from this group. But it's looking okay at the moment. As I said, I'll come back to you guys in a bit. But just wanted to update you that the field is getting quite spread out at the moment. And the yellow jersey is clearly in a mass behind. So he's going to be losing that yellow jersey, I'd say, today. Just up that, and Gegenhardt, and I know we said we'd skip a little bit, but he is quite a way back, but he'll get a new feed in just a second, so we'll be guzzling all of that, most certainly, and hopefully he should be alright now, but, you know, a little while away from the rest of the peloton, you know, it's a little bit of a concern for him, but, you know, it's okay. He might just have to be sacrificed in these first few stages. But our main concern is about Bernal, and I'll meet you guys just a second when we get back to him. Well, this is fascinating. We lead the peloton with Bernal at the moment. Just try and wait for Castroviejo or anybody to go through so we can just follow him. But Chris Froome has gone for it a little here. Not entirely sure why. Chris Froome has gone for it. He holds third at the moment. Don't know if that's a little bit of a ploy. I'm not sure. But I certainly haven't told him to do that. So he's gone of his own accord, if you like. Whether it's going to help Bernal later on, I'm not sure. But a huge gap from the peloton, which we're in at the moment with Bernal. A huge gap from that to the front, which consists of Bilbao and whoever else was there. I can't remember who it is. But this is going to be fascinating, but not really much going to happen now, I don't think, till the end. So I've kind of seen you for the last probably about 20 kilometres. Well, seeing as Carapaz has kind of come for us, our mountain man, if you like. He picks up 2 points there from the last climb. I didn't notice that, so that's why it was kind of a cut. But a few points more for Carapaz. It's all going decently for us at the moment. Absolutely fine. Let's have a quick look at the standings. I mean, you know, we've still got Geraint Thomas there. Froome a little bit ahead. Bernal in a group of his own, really. And the peloton. Does the peloton even exist anymore? I don't think it does. It's become very spaced out. But I'm sure that, I mean, the peloton, the actual peloton, because it's the group with the most in, of course, is 11 minutes behind the leaders. I'm fascinated how this is going to turn out, but we'll have to see. But I'll come back to you for the last 20 kilometres. Okay, so here we are. The last 16.7 kilometres. The peloton a long way behind the leaders, but I feel like the leaders might well start to lose their touch all of a sudden. Bernal, though, looking absolutely okay at the moment for something here. I don't know whether it'll be a stage win. I don't know how much the rest of the guys are going to cool down, but that team in front is doing pretty well for us. Roglic is the leader of the standings. I don't really know what's happened for us today. Let's have a look. I mean, most of us are in the peloton. We've got Chris Froome a little while ahead. I don't know if it's worth just saying for him to persist smoothly, I think. You know, not be too silly. Whoops, we've dropped back a little with Bernal there. That's not ideal. Few bonus points there. Again, we don't need to get hung up particularly about certain classifications, I think. Just the main one. So we've got a little bit of a hill here, which we just need to take care of. The last sprint. The last hill, if you like, not sprint. The last hill. So I'm absolutely not concerned with that. So we'll get to the top of there. Is Carapaz anywhere at all? Because we might as well. Let's see, what can we do with the rest of the guys? So, I think we need to do that. Catch the leaders, basically. Is Carapaz up here again for more mountain points? Potentially he is. Geraint Thomas is up there, though, as well, which is fascinating. We'll change to Carapaz. Let's see. Oh, well. That's already done. They've already got to the climb. So Geraint Thomas is up here. Let's see who's around him at the front. This is fascinating. I don't know whether... Again, we've made a mistake here. The peloton is just not going to catch up whatsoever. It seems far too much of a gap. Far too much of a gap. Geraint Thomas is the only man there. So it might well be Bernal that we're prioritising, but... I suppose it might just well seem in the end that it might be Geraint Thomas that we had to prioritise. If nobody else can catch, then, you know, he's the only man up there. 6 kilometres, remember, who we are from the finish. The rest of them are about 12 away. We might have got this wrong, you know. Very wrong. Few points for us there. 11 points. Lonely soldier, really, Geraint Thomas is here. This is very bizarre. As you can see, there's the peloton. 13 minutes away from the leaders. I mean, we're a little bit further away than we want to be, so we need to just be careful. Oh, aerodynamics I meant, not the drink. But we've told our guys to catch up. Let's hope they can. But I mean, you know, look at this. 2.5 kilometres to go. We need to get our backside into gear, if you like. And we could really lose a lot here. There's Carapaz as well. Final kilometre. Wow. Well, haven't we mucked this up? Have we not mucked this up? Let's get some instructions on for Carapaz. To attack. And we'll just simply follow him. This has not gone right to us here. Not gone right at all. The stage has finished. Carapaz is putting in the acceleration. We'll just follow him. And at the end, we're going to finish just outside the top 10. But this is not what we planned for in the end at all. 11th and 12th. And, well, we got sucked into the peloton completely. And that is an absolute disaster. We'll finish the stage with BERNAL just to try and finish... oh, pants. I thought that meant finish the stage with him. But no, it's unfortunately not done that. But that is embarrassing. This is going to make things very tricky from here onwards. I just thought that breakaway would slow down, but it said the first half of the race was important, and clearly we maybe didn't listen there. And it's not gone right for us, and unfortunately, we're a long way back now all of a sudden. We might well have to change our focus to Geraint Thomas and Carapaz here. Because BERNAL and everybody else in the team have dropped a long way behind the leaders. We could have really just gone ourselves rather than followed Carapaz. We certainly probably could have got maybe another second or two with Geraint Thomas. But not what we were hoping for today. An absolute disaster being in the peloton. But, you know, Geraint Thomas and Carapaz at least were up there. So Pogacar gets the stage victory. Yellow, a general classification lead against the Pogacar there. In the points classification, it's still the Vanti from before. All their faces look the same. It's very tricky to tell who's who here. Best climber, Nieve. And I think that's the guy from before as well with the other trophy. Let's see what the briefing is. This isn't going to be good.
We were aiming for a stage win, and we didn't even finish in the top 10. It's very disappointing.
Well, it's gone to pot a little there. Really has. That's worrying me a little now. I mean, look how far away Chris Froome... You know, the worst thing is that our big hope BERNAL was a further 2 minutes behind Froome. That is definitely a disaster. Let's have a look at the general classification then. So, Pogacar leads it. There's a distinct top 7 at the moment. Carapaz in 11th. Geraint Thomas 12th. But just look at our guys. Chris Froome, BERNAL's a little bit too far away at the moment. But tomorrow we will move on. Another day, another stage. It's not gone well today, but stage 3 offers new opportunities. If we just focus a little bit more, we might be able to start to get back into it. And who knows, the leaders might absolutely tank this time. I am worried a little bit that we've bottled it potentially already. But Nice to Sistron, we finally moved from Nice. 205 kilometre stage. We'll have a look at a few of the classifications as well before we go. But without any major difficulty, this stage should end in a bunch sprint. We'll have a look at the... can we not have a look at the other classifications? Fair enough. Just the general one then. I mean, Carapaz is our big hope here. No Dear.
The thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and it harbors no particular difficulties. A sprint finish is more than likely. This stage is of no interest to us. Keep cozy inside the pillar.
That's the thing. It's just a straight stage, isn't it? Really, there's no real gap like there was there. You can't exploit someone for 10 minutes, but that was quite embarrassing. But we've got a long way to go. A long way to go in the Tour de France, and we'll learn. We'll learn as we go. And the next stage should be more of a simple stage, just focusing on keeping where we are. And then stage 4 will be an opportunity to improve once again. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like again. Tips and tricks, etc. down in the comments will be really helpful. Comment as well your thoughts and subscribe for daily Tour de France content. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.